Yeah, it's kind of the same. The energy vampire, there's a character who's an energy vampire. He doesn't like suck blood. He sucks your energy by being very.
Or at least you're not gonna get jailed for your opinion.
Yeah.
Just believe.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get jailed, or I don't have to be worried about what I post on social media. That's like, I have no human rights. Even if you get married, you still need to get permission from your husband to travel outside of Iran. So,
Thanks
hi,
again for joining our podcast. And
thank you
let's
for having me.
tell something to our audience first today. So আমরা আজকে একটা বাংলা পডকাস্টের জায়গায় ইংলিশ পডকাস্ট করতেছি বিকজ আমাদের সাথে একটা বিদেশি ফ্রেন্ড আছে, সো উই হ্যাভ টু টক ইন ইংলিশ অ্যান্ড
Sorry. I'm sorry, I don't speak Bangladeshi. I'm sorry.
yeah, but it's fine, our audience would understand because yeah,
Because we speak English half the time anyway. While we
yeah.
try to speak Bangladesh, I'm pretty sure they're
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of complaint in the comments as well, like why do you guys mix English with Bengali so much, and like yeah, today it will be fully in English so that like we don't mix and pollute the languages. So
Yeah.
yeah, so
I don't want to
Lily,
butcher your language.
tell us a bit about yourself at first, maybe.
Okay, so hi. My name is Layla, but most of people call me Lily. That's why I'm like, just call me Lily because almost nobody calls me Layla. I'm 25 years old and I'm studying human computer interaction in Germany as my master's. And I'm originally from Iran. I might not look like it, but I am from Iran. Yeah.
Okay, I know a little bit about your mixed culture grow up, but you can like if you are okay with it, you can share with us also about it.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I'm complicated. I don't know how to say it, but I'm complicated. I think Uday knows a bit, but my mom is half Filipino, half Chinese. My dad is half Iranian, not half, like, yeah, half Iranian, half Russian, and like with a hint of Turkish because my grandma is Turkish.
Whoa.
So yeah, that's how I become this. But I was born and raised in Iran.
It's such an interesting mix though. So your mom's Filipino and half
Chinese.
Chinese,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. And your dad is half Russian and half Syrian, but your grandma from your dad's side is also is Turkish. Or
Yeah, so it's complicated because my grandma from my dad's side is like half Russian, half Turkish. But my grandfather is full on Iranian. So the mixture of those is like what I am right now.
okay.
Complicated.
It sounds cool
Yeah.
though. Like what happens when all of your relatives like meet at a event together, like from all the nations?
The thing, at least I think it's good because I'm an introvert and I don't like socializing, but we aren't really in contact with our Chinese family because my grandfather never introduced them to my like mom and like her siblings.
Mhm.
So we don't have those. And the other good side is my grandma is not talking with her relatives, so we don't know the Russian people as well. So it's mostly the Filipino, Iranian, and Turkish ones. But
Okay.
the Filipino ones just live in Philippines, so
So
it's not as complicated.
where is Iran in the equation? So like your dad is Russian, half Russian, half
No,
Syrian.
Half Iranian, right?
half Iranian.
Half Iranian.
Not,
sorry.
yeah.
But then how is your dad half Iranian?
Oh, that's because my grandfather from my dad's side is Iranian. And my grandmother is like the one who's half Russian and half Turkish.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that is really cool.
Yeah, it's cool, but I always just say I'm half Filipino, half Iranian. I'm like, others, it's complicated to explain it. And they're like, why the heck is it so complicated? I'm like, I don't know. You should ask my family members.
Okay, but we're not going to talk about your background identity the whole podcast, but this is very interesting for us to
Yeah.
not dig a bit further at the moment. So I'm just gonna shoot a few questions. How did
Yeah, just
how did your parents meet?
uh my parents. So my dad went to continue his studies in Philippines, and that's how they met.
Okay. And then
Yep.
your dad grew up in Iran, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. But your dad grew up in Iran because your grandfather is Iranian and he's like to settle. And so your grandma moved from Russia.
She moved when she was like 12 or 13 with her family to Iran,
Mm,
and they met there.
okay.
So that's
Okay,
how they
cool.
met. Yeah.
Nice. And did you like have
Mm.
different pockets of childhood in each of these different places, or was it just mostly Iran?
I was born and raised in Iran. I have an older brother who was born in Philippines and moved to Iran like when he was 7 or something. But I spent like few summers in Philippines because my mom wanted me to know that background of
Of
myself.
course.
So I was there like few summers of my life. But I think I'm mostly Iranian.
Mm.
I just lived there too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
why
you
did you choose Germany, by the way?
Germany.
I ask myself every day that question.
That question. Germany. So first of all, I always wanted to live Iran because it's not the nicest country, especially for girls. So there was always this pressure that you need to move somewhere. And if you don't move, we're going to send you to Philippines. And I was like, hell no. Like it's not bad, but I don't want to move there.
move to the
I'm
Philippines? Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm like, it's good for traveling and visiting family, but I'm not thinking of settling down there and just staying
Mm,
there because I cannot. I don't like it that much. But Germany. So my first options were all English speaking countries because I'm really bad with languages. I truly suck at learning new languages. So I was like, I need an English speaking country. And my plan was to go to an English speaking country. But COVID happened, which all the English speaking country had like regulations of like you cannot really go there that easily. And I saw so many people visas getting rejected. And I was like, okay, so I'm done with my bachelor's. I don't have that much time. I need to move. So that's when I stumbled upon Germany. I
mm.
was like, it's either Germany or Italy. But my friend was like, oh, let's apply to Germany so we're together. But she ditched me last minute. She moved to
Oh.
Italy and I came alone to Germany. That's how
Mm.
it happened.
So what do you
Yeah.
think? Did you make the right choice or your friend made the right choice?
It depends. I think she's having more fun in Italy. At least I think the area I'm living in right now, it's not the funnest area to live. It's pretty much dead. Like it's
You mean
not
Segan?
fun. Yeah. So like if
I
I
can vouch
stay,
for that. Yeah.
yeah, if I stay here too long, I'm getting depressed. I need to get out of Zegan every few weeks just so I'm not here because uh-uh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I actually also
yeah.
do that. Like every like every other weekend I go to my friend's place, Arman's place in Essen, which is like very nearby to
Mhm.
Dusseldorf, so that
Yeah.
like I live in a city for a while, then I come back.
Yeah, that's me. I need to
Well,
go to Cologne or Dusseldorf every few weeks. I'm like, I cannot
yeah.
stay
Yeah.
here.
But it's actually I feel the same way in Paris, I mean, because I'm stuck in, I mean, yeah, I mean that's true. I can go into, the Paris city and have fun and there's nightlife and everything. But even then, like you stay in one place for too long, after 2 or 3 weeks in Paris at max, I just always start dreaming about some random beach or some random jungle that I need to go and like, go for a retreat. I guess it's also like typical human behavior that you just want to get
Hmm.
away from the place where you're always at. But on that note, like where is which part of Italy is your friend living in?
Oh, she's living in Rome.
Okay. So it's
Yeah,
big
there is a
difference,
big
right?
yeah big difference right now.
Abhi, your office is there, right? In Rome?
Yeah. My office is based in Rome, but I'm working remotely from Paris. So
Mm.
I do travel to Rome
Mm.
quite often. So I am actually traveling to Rome in a couple of weeks to stay there for a month. And yeah, Rome is a pretty nice city. It's a so you can't blame
It's
your
very
friend.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't blame your friend for ditching you. I mean, she had to do.
Yeah, if I
But
was her,
you
I
know,
would ditch me as well.
weird enough, like a lot of people in Zigen I have met, and they said like they actually prefer to live in a city like small town like Zigen,
Mm. Yeah,
because
I
they
hear that a
like
lot.
the calmness, they like the silence.
Yeah, but
Uh,
we're in our early 2020s. I don't think we want silence.
yeah.
We want a little bit of
Yeah.
chaos, right? We want to spend crazy amount of rents for very small apartments, but but we just don't want to live in silence.
Yeah, like for me, I grew up in the most densely populated city in the world. It's Dhaka, and it's never silent. Like I never grew up in full silence. Like I never
Mm.
slept in full silence. So when I
Mm.
first came to Zigan, and when I used to sleep at night, and it was like dead silence, and
Yeah, especially the
I
area
used
you
to
live.
listen to weird sounds in my head, like there is a weird strange noise, just because I think my mind was imagining some sounds, because there are no
Mm.
sounds. So like I have an Alexa in my room, and it's always
Mm.
playing, just because of that, because maybe you know uh, I'm not built in the way to have fully silent. Yeah, so that's
Mm.
the problem for me, but I'm coping up. It's been like almost 1 year, and you guys already know that I'm moving to Hamburg next month, so
Mm.
yay.
I
Yeah,
think
So
you're gonna enjoy that more though.
yeah, you guys are invited to my place in Hamburg anytime. Just visit.
At
yeah,
least in Hamburg, you have good food. In Ziegen, there is no such a thing as good food. You're
Yeah,
basically so limited on food. I'm
yeah.
like, if
What's
I
your
want special food, I need to travel somewhere.
yeah. What's your favorite cuisine, Lily? What type of food do you like?
Mm. The thing is, right now, because I'm not home, I miss Persian food a lot. But if
Mm.
I had to choose, I go for Asian food all day, every day. Like, I can live on Asian food till the rest of my life.
Yeah, you can
But
never
yeah,
go wrong with Asian food. It's always a
yeah.
yeah,
safe choice.
yeah,
Uh,
like that's the safest choice because I tried European food, like from the places I traveled to.
mm,
And this is going to be controversial, but I think European food is overhyped. It's not as good as they say it is.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they overhype it, and they have different philosophies actually. Like
Mm,
the Asian people, they live for food, and
mm,
European people, they eat to live. So there is a
yeah,
difference.
true.
They eat to survive.
Mm,
Yeah, and then French cuisine and all these things are
Mm,
hyped up, in the sense that, but it's hyped up because of marketing. They just market it
mm,
true, true.
really well. And also,
mm,
French people, for instance, I'm speaking of France because I live in
Mm,
France, but in French people, they have this tendency of moderation, right? They don't eat a lot of portions, they eat limited portions, and then things have to be easy to cook and very lean and not a lot of spices.
mm,
So it's like
mm,
they don't complicate their things that much, and even when they do, it's more about complications with the design, and then the show
mm.
off,
mm.
and like which part of the duck is being and how rare is being cooked, and how rare the animal is. Whereas
Yeah,
us, we have like 1,000 different spices mixing in the spot, in the
Yeah,
yeah,
spot. It's like it's a different philosophy and practice entirely. So that's why.
yeah.
um,
Like
yeah.
we don't care which part of the cow it is. Just cook it properly.
exactly. We mix all different types
Mm,
of all different parts of the cow together in the same pot,
Mm.
but then we guarantee it's going to be good.
yeah.
I think I like that better because I come from Iran, we love our spices. Here is just bland. I'm like,
Mm, yeah, Persian
ugh.
food is amazing. We had Persian food quite a bit when we were in Malaysia.
Yeah.
um
Mm,
But like from Southeast Asia, I haven't tasted Filipino food a lot. I like Vietnamese food. That's one of my favorites for
Mm,
sure. Chinese food I wasn't a big fan of at first because in Malaysia Chinese food wasn't, or maybe we didn't
Yeah,
explore it enough.
we used to like eat mostly Thai food or right
Malaysian food,
Malaysian
yeah.
food. Yeah.
mm,
But then I came to Paris and I started trying out Chinese food, and Chinese food is amazing, especially like
Hmm.
I don't know, Szechuan, no, Sichuan,
Szechuan.
yeah,
mm,
I
like
don't know the spelling.
cuisine from that region.
Yeah.
It's really good.
mm.
Yeah, but what about Filipino food, Lily? What do you think about Filipino food? Do you like
No,
it?
I think Filipino food is great. I love Filipino food, but it's really
Hmm.
hard to find Filipino food that's good
Mm,
Right.
because it's just rare. But yeah, I think if you like Vietnamese food, you will love Filipino food. It's very flavorful, but it's
mm,
not spicy. Filipino
mhm,
people don't eat spicy food,
mhm.
so
Oh, okay.
it's mostly like soya sauce and like oyster
Right.
sauce and stuff like that. So salty.
Yeah.
But
Like
do
for
you
like to make Asian food, you have to have a oyster sauce at your
Yeah,
kitchen.
yeah,
Like
oyster
that's
sauce,
like
fish sauce, and then soya sauce,
yeah.
and then
yeah,
white vinegar. You have to all the like essentials. There's like
yeah.
us, South Asians, we need to have like 20 different spices.
Mm.
And the problem with that is like you miss one of the spices and something's just off about that dish, and then you,
Mm.
you don't like the dish as much as you,
Yeah.
yeah. It's complicated. So no, yeah, we put a lot of effort into cooking compared to Europeans.
Yeah, we do. I agree on
Yeah.
that, like 100%.
So do
Yeah.
you cook?
I cook like twice or like 3 times a week. It
Mm,
depends,
yeah.
Okay.
but
Not all
I cook a
European,
lot.
yeah, not all European food is actually bad. I would not, or like not as, or not over, or like not all European food is overhyped, I would say. Like if you've tried
Mm,
Italian food,
mm,
Italian food is absolutely amazing. Like you could go to
Mm.
a restaurant in Italy, like you can close your eyes, and then you can just choose one thing from the menu without even looking at it,
mm.
and there's a 95% chance that it's gonna be good.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
Italians know what they're doing. They
It's true.
they made pizza, pasta, so yeah. Oh,
Portuguese
Portuguese.
food? Mm,
yeah. Spanish and Portuguese food were quite amazing.
mhm.
I never
I
tried
really like
actually.
them. Yeah, I recommend you trying Portuguese food. It's very, very flavorful. I was amazed. I was like, I was not expecting it. I was
Ah,
like,
okay.
I'm not really known with this area, so it was a surprise.
So
Mhm.
did you try it in Portugal or in Germany?
Mm, I tried it in Portugal and
Mm.
in Spain. So
Mm.
I didn't know it's a Portuguese restaurant until the last day. I was like, the food here is amazing. What is it? And then I read the sign. It was like Portuguese restaurant. I was like, what? I'm in Spain eating Portuguese food? Like, I'm going there in 2 days. What the heck? Yeah, but I recommend that one.
But Lily, like how
Mm.
did you, I mean, speaking of, small cities and all that stuff, I mean, and then
Mm.
lack of, options for food,
Mm.
Mhm.
how did you cope? How did you figure out a way to, accept the challenges that came with living in a small city and not like something more exciting?
So in my case, I was like, this is just temporarily. I need to like suck it
Mm.
up and just go with it. Like if I miss food that much or if I miss something, I should just wait for the weekend and just go to a city nearby. I should just try to because it's temporarily. I don't plan on staying here
Hmm.
after my studies. Like there is no way I'm staying in Vegan. As much as peaceful it is and cheap, it's just not my place. Like I grew up in a very crowded city and it was like the capital of Iran. So I'm used to having everything by my side and not having to like really travel much to just get like grocery and stuff. So I'm
Right.
like, I need that. But it's just
Yeah.
temporarily. It's like 2 years getting your master's. So I can live with that. It's not that big of a thing.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you grew up in Tehran. Yeah, that's what you
Yeah.
said, right? You grew up in Tehran. So, this might be like a sort of, it's not a controversial question, but it might be an inquisitive
Mhm.
question. But
Mm.
Russia, Iran, Philippines, they've all at some point over the past 5 years have had some kind of accusations on human rights abuses and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. So what's your opinion on human rights, and what's your opinion on these kind of things in general, and how do you think growing up in Iran or growing up in a partially Filipino household or
Mm.
partially in a Russian household, like that how did that have an impact in your understanding of human rights and what freedom should look like, for instance?
Okay, so as I said, I grew up in Iran, and there is basically no human rights. Like they might say there is, like, but there is no human rights. Like especially for women in Iran, it's just not the country to live in. Like you basically have no human rights. Even if you get married, you still need to get permission from your husband to travel outside of Iran. So if your husband doesn't let you and doesn't sign the paperwork, you cannot like travel outside of Iran. Even if you're like not married, you're still living with your parents, your dad needs to approve that. But I think in my case, I was fortunate enough to grow up in a family which is kind of modern, because I have family members who live in America, like in UK. So I think in my case, I knew if I stayed in Iran, there is no such a thing as human rights. Like you don't have any freedom. As a girl, you basically have no freedom. Like
Mhm.
even like I know everybody should know, but we wear hijab and that's not like optional. You need to wear it. It's a must. If you don't, you're gonna get fined or you're gonna go to prison and like stuff like that. So for me, at least, when I was thinking of moving, I was like, I need to move somewhere which I can speak my mind without having to be scared of the consequences of what's going to happen, even if it's not really something like controversial. And other than that, I need somewhere to feel safe, because back home, I didn't feel safe. Like if it was 9 p.m., I wouldn't dare go out alone. I was like, I need at least one of my friends to be with me. I was like, I'm
Mhm.
not walking in the streets alone. While here in Zegan, at least, I came home like at 2 a.m. alone. I know nothing's gonna happen. I know it's safe. Like the worst
Mhm.
can happen, like a drunken man will like shout something, but I'm unbothered by that. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like I'll just walk and be safe. So those were the things that were like most important to me. Just feeling safe and knowing that my opinion matters and it's not like something others can trash on just
Yeah.
because I'm a girl. Yeah.
Or at least you're not gonna get jailed for your opinion, to say
Yeah.
the least.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get jailed, or I don't have to be worried about what I post on social media. That's like stupid, in my opinion.
We
Having to
can
be
relate.
worried. Yeah,
Yeah,
having to be worried what you post. I'm like,
really.
what the heck?
Yeah, I know. I mean, how fragile do governments have to be to crack down on people who are posting things on Facebook? Like, I
Oh,
mean, if you have to start disappearing or jailing people who speak out against you, you're really insecure about yourself and you definitely
mhm.
lack the legitimacy and power. But we can talk about that all day.
Yeah,
But if you don't mind me asking, are your parents Muslim, or were you born in a Muslim household, or are you Muslim?
Mm, so my dad is Muslim, but the thing is they were like never telling us we need to be religious and stuff because they aren't the religious type.
Mm-hmm.
My mom isn't Muslim, she's Christian. But yeah, in my case, I think my mom is more religious than my dad is. Which is kind of weird, but it is true. So in my case, I am Muslim, but I'm not like a religious type of person. So it's like,
Right.
yeah,
So you identified as a Muslim and your mom identified as a Christian, but then did you both have to wear hijabs?
yep,
Okay. So your mom, even
it's
as
a
a
law.
non-Muslim, had to. Okay.
oh, so
Yeah.
it's like a law there that all
Yeah,
women have
even
to
like
wear.
tourists, if you're a tourist coming from another country, you need to wear the hijab. Like there's no way out.
Right.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
The only thing that's different, I think the hijab Iranian people wear is different than other countries in Middle East. Like it's
Mhm.
not what you think. Like the long black with like the scarf that's covering everything. We do not wear stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. So that, like on that note, there's a common, narrative, especially among
Mm,
especially among the Shia community, or not just the Shia community, or like people who are promoting, or people who are supporting the Shia agenda or Shia
Mm,
community, whatever. They usually say that Iran is not the Middle East. Iran is different from the Middle East. Iran is not Arab, right? Iran is
yeah.
much more progressive, much more modern, much more whatever
Mm,
compared to the Arabs, right? Compared to Saudi Arabia, compared to the Bedouins or
mm,
whatever, like whatever discriminative thing that comes on. What do you, from your description of Iran, it seems like it's not that far off from Saudi Arabia, for instance. But would you say it is? Do you think there's a lot of difference between
mm.
in terms of
There is a lot of difference
okay.
because I think Iran was the type of country which wasn't like how it is right now, because like before all this stuff happened, like before the regime changed, it was quite a free country. So people didn't wear hijab. It was like, if I can compare it to a country, it would be like Turkey. Like if you see Turkey, people are free. They are
Mm,
Muslim, but they can wear the hijab, they can drink, they can do anything. But in our case, this changed because our regime changed like a few years ago, 40
mhm,
years ago, or 50 years ago. But we can drive. For example, it was never a thing that women cannot drive. Like I know Saudi Arabia now you can, but in Iran you could do that like even 20 years ago because my family member used to drive in
mm,
Iran. And we have more freedom, I think, as women because like as I said, when you say hijab, you think of the full-on black, like
uh,
long, like with black scarf, like you covering all your face, only your eyes showing, or like no hair showing out. In our country, it's not like that.
okay.
Like if I show
Mm.
you the hijab in our country and what people actually wear, you'll be like, oh, is this hijab? But because that's the reaction I always get when people ask me, oh, so by the way, what do you guys like? We're in Iran, and when I show them, they're like, oh, we weren't expecting this when you said hijab. I'm like, I know, but I think it's very fair. It's just that it's free, but they don't want you to be free. I think because there's lots people in my generation and the younger generation,
Mhm.
they are just tired of everything, so they break the rules a lot and try to change the rules. So that's why they say it's not as like close as Saudi Arabia, if you
Mm,
like say so.
right.
But yeah, it's not really comparable right now. It's way like you have way more freedom. It's just you're just not appreciated enough. Like if you're looking for a job, probably men will always get the job. And if there is no qualified men, the women will get. Like that's one
Mm,
thing. And there is this thing that, oh, if girls don't get married like after they're 30, they'll be called specific things just
Right.
because they haven't gotten married by the age of
mm.
30 and
Sounds
stuff like
very
that.
sounds very familiar, right, Uday?
Yeah. At least the age limit, like age threshold is 30 there. Ours is like started from 25.
Yeah,
Really,
26. Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
25 over, girls like already start hearing, shit from their relatives and all these
and
other
sometimes
people.
guys also.
And
So,
guys also, yeah, of course.
Yeah, in Iran it's like after 30.
Mm. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but if you get married at young age, you're gonna say something else. So
true.
it's just
Okay,
like that.
so it is more progressive in many ways than most of
Yeah.
the
Mm.
other, okay, Middle Eastern countries. Okay, that's good to hear. But yeah, I mean, it's just so interesting. So like coming and living in Germany must have been quite a free experience, in the sense that you more
Yeah,
space
it's
to grow.
very free because at least in my family, my dad was overprotective of me
Mm,
growing up, so I didn't have lots of freedom. So coming here, I was like basically on my own, doing my own thing, and just not
Yeah.
having to call my parents every 10 seconds if I change my plans. Like if I'm not home by 10, my dad would probably be mad at me and I needed to like write an explanation why I was like 5 minutes late. Now they're like, you're not here anymore. We cannot do anything.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see that you have been to a lot of cool concerts as well here.
I
So,
haven't been to any concerts though.
oh, okay.
I only been to one. I just bought a lot of tickets for upcoming concerts.
Okay. So your
Yeah,
calendar is filled with a lot of concerts now.
my
What did you,
calendar.
which concerts did you buy for?
So I kind of like indie music if it's in English. So I've been to Keshi's concert back in March, I think, and I'm going to another one like 2nd of October, which is Sasha Alex Sloan,
Hmm.
which is in where was it, Belgium? And I my friend got us the Harry style tickets, but I don't think I'll go. I'm
In
not
I
that
Paris?
heard
big of a
about it.
fan.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not that big
Mm,
of a fan of Harry style. No, I think it's
mm.
in Cologne or Düsseldorf. Not sure. But other than that, what concert? Others are K-pop concerts, basically. I
In
listen to more.
Bangladesh, there is a lot of K-pop fans, so you can tell the names. Maybe we don't know, but they will know.
Yeah, so for the K-pop concerts
Mm,
I'm going to DPR concert in Berlin
mhm.
and the Rose concert in Amsterdam. And
Wow.
hopefully, if tomorrow, if God is with me, I'll probably get a BLACKPINK concert. But
Oh,
that's just
damn.
but
Where is
that's
it?
like BLACKPINK is in Cologne as well. But
Oh,
that
Cologne
one
is
I don't
such a
have.
good place, right? Like all the
Yeah,
concerts are there.
basically all my concerts in Germany were in Cologne or Frankfurt, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the place I'm living in because it's
Yeah.
close to those areas. But yeah.
Mm.
I'm going to Kodaline concert next month. If you
Hmm.
guys have heard
Yeah, heard that one.
their songs. Yeah.
Yeah, you were at
Shafi,
our
you
place
like
when we were
Kodaline, right?
talking.
Yeah, I really like Kodaline, by the
Yeah,
way.
so I'm going to there next month, by the way. What
When?
about you? Like, did you go to any concert in Paris, Shafi?
I haven't been to any concerts in Paris. No. No, I was supposed to go to. I forgot. I forgot the name of this band, but basically this happened. Like, um, yeah. So basically, I was supposed to go right when COVID hit. So
Mm.
then the thing is, the concert didn't get cancelled. I think
Mm,
Oh,
the
they didn't.
concert was still scheduled. It was scheduled in the week before the lockdown began in 2020.
Mm.
But I think I was like, with the way the cases were rising, I think it's best for me to not go to the concert. But then a lot of people did, and then it didn't get canceled. So I sort of secretly wished that everybody who went got COVID, which was very petty. This was very petty of me. But yeah, no, I haven't been to any concerts in Paris, but I've been to concerts in Korea when I was doing my exchange there.
Mm.
I went to a Coldplay concert,
Oh,
nice.
best
that's
concert I've
cool.
ever been to.
I'm so
Yeah,
jealous of that,
Yeah,
by the
yeah, that was
love that.
yeah. So yeah, I topped all concerts of all time, definitely.
way.
And then
Yeah,
I
for
also went,
sure.
yeah, we also went to Ed Sheeran's. Remember, Uday?
Ah,
We
yes.
were in Malaysia.
I've
That
been
was
to
nice.
Ed Sheeran's concert in Kuala Lumpur,
Mm. That's
and
nice.
I told you, right, Lily? Like
Yeah,
you know a band from Japan called One Ok Rock. So
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
also performed as a like first
Opening
warm
act.
up opening act. Yeah,
Mm.
it was really good.
I would
I became
fangirl
It's,
so hard though. I
oh,
would
yeah,
it
be
was
like,
so
oh my
good.
god.
I didn't even know about One
yeah,
OK.
yeah.
Mm.
I never heard of it, and then
Mm.
I was like, wow, there's such a cool band. They should be
They
much
are
bigger than they
cool.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I
the
love them.
way they started the concert, I was like, I for a while I forgot that I'm in a Ed Sheeran
Ed
concert.
Sheeran concert, yeah.
They were
They're
that
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
But I cannot like kind of believe they open for Ed Sheeran because they're very rock, like
Mm.
rock pop. But Ed Sheeran is very pop and like ballads. So I'm like,
Ah,
how
yes.
did that work out though? Like, how is that thing?
Yeah, yeah. They make the people all hyped up that it
Yeah,
started with
Yeah,
soft romantic
yeah.
songs, but somehow it worked, like because
yeah.
we were like, yeah,
But Ed
just
Sheeran is a
Yeah.
very good performer, though.
yeah,
Mhm.
He doesn't have much. He just has a guitar, and at one point, remember, he made the whole crowd
yeah.
do voice
Mhm.
notes with him in symphonies. At one point, like he started doing something with his guitar, and he asked one side of the crowd,
Mm.
the
Mhm.
entire crowd, to do some kind of noise, and then while
Mhm.
that they were doing that noise, he
And
started.
also some claps. with it.
And
Yeah,
sorry, some
some
claps.
claps like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some claps. Yeah, and then he
Mm.
started playing more, and then he asked the middle side of the crowd to do something else, and then they joined in, and then he asked the third part of the crowd to do something, and at one point the entire stadium were just in
Was
symphony with this music,
performing,
and
and
Oh,
like
that's so cool though. Now
I
I want
know.
to go to an Ed Sheeran concert. I'm
he
not the
is
biggest fan, but
he is a good performer. Like he
mm,
knows how to engage his audience, and he
mm,
brings like a I don't know what is it called. It's like a beatbox or something. And
mm,
first he makes a loop with his guitar on that box and add some beats into it. Then he starts playing. It's not like he brought a lot of musicians behind.
mm.
He also performs alone, and this is like huge. Like I could like really feel the like talent,
Yeah.
spreading through the stadium. Yeah, it was
Mm.
good actually. I love it, Sharon. This
Mhm.
is yeah.
I think I want to experience Coldplay more though. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was this close to buying their tickets for their upcoming tour. But the problem with Coldplay, for me at least, I don't like the newer songs. Like that's what I have a problem with. I'm like, am I gonna spend like 150 euros for songs that I don't even like? For them to play like Yellow or Clock or something like this, just like towards the end. And I'm like, am I though?
You can make a plan, like you start listening to them for 6 months, then when you feel
The
confident,
thing is, I
then
truly don't like their new album.
Hmm,
I'm like such a sucker for their older songs that the
hmm.
new album just don't sound good to me. I'm so sorry, Coldplay, but you were better.
It's they're catering to a
Hmm.
different generation of
Mm,
audiences. What
Yeah.
yeah.
Coldplay is telling us that we are old, so they're moving in.
We
That's what they're.
are.
They
That's
they
what.
actually tried to actually like relate with the newer generations also. Like they collaborated with Ed Sheeran, they collaborated with BTS, and like they're actually trying to bring up like new kind of music, new tones, but it's just the way of life,
Yeah, that's just how it is.
Hmm.
But it's good. Like
Yeah.
they had an influence over an entire, I don't know, generation. So for instance, if I'm
Mm,
45 years old and there's Coldplay concert coming, I think I'll go.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
mm,
like
definitely.
these things are timeless, I guess. I mean, that's why I think they're just gonna do tours. I think they decided that they're not gonna come up with any albums anymore as a band
mm,
together.
Hmm. I have
Yeah.
been to a Guns N' Roses concert once, and it was like
mm,
one of the best experiences of my life because I really admire Slash as a guitarist, and he's like
mm,
my most favorite guitarist. And when he played the solo of November Rain, like live
mm,
in front of us, I was like, oh my god, this is what I have been listening to all my life. I couldn't
mm,
believe my eyes. Like Ed Sheeran and other concerts, like I could have like imagined like okay, it should be like this, but to see Slash in front of me playing like Godfather theme or playing November Rain solo, and I was like, oh
mm.
God, this is I never like would have imagined that I'm in a Guns N' Roses concert. So
Yeah.
because
That's
like
cool.
when I was in high school, I wanted to be a rock musician, so we used
Mm,
to have a band and we used to like play rock music in a studio or like soundproof studios. So
mm,
yeah, growing up that time we always used to cover the songs of Guns N' Roses, Metallica, or yeah, those rock bands like 90s rock bands. And yeah, they are like
mm,
god, music god to me, so that's why.
mm.
Yeah, enough with music. How about TV series? Like what are you watching right now?
Mhm. Right now, I'm truly out of series. I'm just watching Rick and Morty and
The
what's the other
new
ones
season?
then? No, Rick and Morty and the other one, Solar Opposite. Those are the two ones I'm watching.
Okay.
And What We Do in the Shadows, the best series of all time. I'm
What's
gonna
it?
like
What's it called?
What We Do in the Shadows.
Okay.
One with you in the shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows.
What we
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's a
Yeah.
comedy series.
it's the greatest comedy out there right now.
Wow.
Like the pictures might be cheesy, but it's so
Mm.
funny and it's so good because people when they first see the picture, they're like, but this doesn't really look quite quality or anything. But I'm like, just give it a try.
It's a
It's the
mockumentary,
A
greatest.
right? It's like
mockumentary.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
so
The
it
Office.
can be like The Office. I
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
see an
it's
office
like
character there also.
Who?
The guy like Dwight hires for his work, the assistant he hires.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't remember his name. He was like he was there. Yeah.
Okay, so what's What We Do in the Shadows about mostly?
they are vampires. So
Okay.
yeah, they are vampire. There are like four different vampires
Hmm.
basically from different areas of the world. Now they're like settled down in New York.
Mm.
But the funny thing is that the struggles they have with the everyday life as someone who lived like in the 1500, now living in like 2020,
Hmm.
because they aren't used to how technology works or how the world works now. So it's really funny. And
Mm.
one of them is like the vampire drains energy because he's so boring. So because he's boring, he tries to drain your energy with talking and stuff, which I really relate to sometimes. Some people do it to me, which I'm like, they are energy vampires because they just talk and I'm like, I can't.
What
But
can
it's
yeah,
really
what
funny.
okay, so what do you mean by energy vampires? Because yeah, I mean sometimes
So
you come across people and they just, I don't know, they're not either interesting or they talk shit that you don't really align with or you don't really like. So then it's
mm,
just a pain in the ass to just be in the same room with them. So that's what I understand by, is that the same thing that you?
yeah, it's kind of the same. The energy vampire, there is a character who's an energy vampire. He doesn't like suck blood. He sucks your energy by being very boring. So the way he gets energy is by draining the other person's energy. So how is that? It's like he talks about the most boring stuff in life and makes the people like go nuts basically of how boring it is. So he gets spit out. So
Okay,
that's
that sounds really funny though. Is
I
it
know some energy vampires in my life.
in my life? We all
yeah, I
do.
think we all do because sometimes I'm like, this
Okay,
person reminds me of this
yeah,
guy.
I just had a question, so I'm just gonna share my screen quickly. So, which of these people is the energy vampire? Is it this guy by any chance?
Yeah.
Okay, I had a
This is the guy
feeling.
from The Office.
I had a feeling because he's the guy from The Office. I was like,
Yeah.
that must be him.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is him.
he looks like an energy vampire actually.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
he
and one
does.
of the characters is from Middle East, so he makes like jokes from that area, which I really like. So it's
Okay,
quite funny. Yeah,
okay,
I
Hmm.
recommend it to everyone. Like at first, I was skeptical of watching, but then my
Hmm.
brother would be like, "Watch it, you will like it." I was like, "But this doesn't seem interesting." Then I binge watched for the whole two
Nice.
season that was out back then.
I watched one show you recommended and I really loved it. It's called The
Fleabag?
Fleabag. Yeah,
Mm,
Oh, Fleabag is the best show of all time.
yeah. The protagonist in the series, she is awesome. Like I just love her reactions, like how she like shows her
mm.
expression on the camera. It was
Yeah,
so right on. And
yeah,
there was like I don't know the name of the actor, Jim Moriarty from Sherlock.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
This
that's how
guy
I
was
know him as well.
yeah, and that was so fucked up. Like she falls for a priest now that she is like stable, and they was so funny.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
like.
that was like gold. I didn't know she directed and written the stories, and it was like
Mhm.
based on her own life. So that was like it really amazed me. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think you watched it right after I did because I binge
yeah.
watched it like in a day, which wasn't healthy. People don't do that. I
A lot of
have
people do
bad.
that. I think I did the same with
Yeah,
Fleabag. It's normal.
I
When
actually did
yeah.
with one series last night. I can suggest you guys. It's called Narco Saints. So it's new on
Mm,
Netflix, and it's a Korean TV series, and it started like this. Like two guys, like two Korean guys. They're like entrepreneurs, and they go to a place called Suriname. It's a South American
Yeah,
country.
yeah, Suriname. Yeah.
Yeah, Suriname. Sorry, Suriname. Yeah. So this is like a very drug-filled country, like full of all the terrorists, corruptions in
Mm.
the world. And
Hmm.
they go there and they started exporting a kind of fish that is like the Suriname people don't eat, and they just think it's like dirty or very smelly. But in Korea it's like very expensive, it's gold.
Mm.
So they find a way like to export these fishes from Suriname to Korea. And this thing like,
Mm.
okay, we found some gold now and we could be rich. So this guy like sells all of his businesses in Korea and goes there, and he found out like this place is filled with drug lords and others. That's why it's so
Mm.
expensive in Korea. And he
Ah.
gets into like real shit, and it's so good. Like I finished it in one day. Like I
It's
just
Wow.
6 episodes, right?
yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's
it's
six.
like not
Yeah.
very big. 6 hours I wasted
Yeah,
yesterday.
because my
Like,
friend was telling me we should watch it, and I was like, yeah, let's do that. But I never, because I think because it's based on a true story, which I really like it. So I was like,
Okay.
Hmm.
It
yeah,
seemed like a true story.
Wow.
And there
yeah, I
there
think
was a
that's based
priest
on
in this show, and I'll not spoil it for you, but this guy was the like real deal. I loved him.
it.
Okay.
Priest being the real deals in
Yeah.
series. That's new.
But do you have a Canal Plus subscription? Is that how you, or are you pirating
No,
it?
it's on Netflix, I think.
No, no, no. I'm
Uh,
talking about what we do in the shadows. I was
what we
asking
do.
Lily. Sorry.
Oh, I'm the queen of downloading it.
Okay.
Basically, I was born and raised in Iran. It's always downloading for us.
Oh, same, same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sure.
I miss torrents
because
so much.
yeah, I don't use torrent because I
Yeah,
never learned it, but it's really easy to get access of like
yeah.
series and stuff.
Uh,
But yeah, because I watch every type of series. Like if everything was on Netflix, I wouldn't mind paying for Netflix or paying for HBO. But nowadays, everything is like in different platforms. I'm like, I watch shows from Amazon Prime, then it comes to Netflix, then it comes to Hulu, HBO. I'm like, Disney Plus. I'm like, what the heck? And I
yeah.
also watch anime. I cannot pay for all of these at the same time. Like, it
Yeah.
will kill me.
Hmm. You
My
should have
brother
what you
used
had.
to watch anime on a streaming platform. I think it's called Crunchyroll or something. I don't know if you know about it.
No, not really. I used to watch it on Kiss Anime.
Okay.
It used to be very popular. I think now it's non-existent still.
Mhm. Yeah, I sometimes watch on like many pirated websites. They
Mm,
just stream it online, so it's
yeah.
the easiest one. But the quality, like picture quality, is not always that good. But yeah,
Yeah,
like
no, I just make my family and friends in Iran send them to me. That's it.
okay. Is it
Yeah.
Telegram?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
either Telegram or Google Drive and stuff. I'm like, just put it there. Put it somewhere where I can watch it and download it
Yeah, nice.
in
We're speaking
peace.
about piracy in English.
That wasn't smart, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's fine. It's art, and art should be free.
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing is for free though.
Yeah, there's no such thing as.
But except this one, like what is like everyone's like what is everyone's all-time favorite TV series maybe?
Oh my God, that's a difficult question.
That's really hard.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Comedy, The
Or maybe
Office
name
for
two.
sure. Okay, let's just do genre. Comedy, The
Hmm.
Office.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm, I don't know, like action thriller, maybe Narcos. Maybe I really like Narcos. That's one of my favorites.
Hmm.
Um, fantasy, Game of Thrones. Actually, action and thrillers. I think it's Breaking Bad over Narcos. That's for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, what about you, Lily?
Oh, this is such a hard question for me though.
Mhm.
Hmm. I think I go with the ones that probably not many people watched. So I won't say that like I love Friends, but if I have to like choose comedy, oh, this is hard. I would like to recommend that 70s show. And
Mm,
if
Ah,
people like
nice.
older stuff, I love Seinfeld. I know it's very old and the jokes must not like be the greatest now, but for its time, it was really good. So for action, uh, I'll go with Ozarks. I love Breaking Bad, but Ozarks has a special place in my heart. And for fantasy, I'm not really the biggest fan of fantasy, so I'll be basic and go Stranger Kids because I haven't watched Game
mm.
of Thrones and I don't think I'll ever watch it. And other genres, I cannot think of other genres. Oh, I like thriller, not thriller, but murder mysteries. So if I had to choose that one, I'll be Hannibal all the way.
Oh yeah,
Thriller.
Hannibal. Oh my god.
Hannibal,
This guy
same.
was so messed up.
Love that.
Yeah. It was like
Such a good show though.
hmm,
He used to invite people over and have like their colleagues meet ready for
Yeah.
like food.
yeah.
Like imagine me being Hannibal and I'm inviting Lily over to have Udoy's meet together for a
Why
meal. Like
man?
that's just so messed up.
It
Crazy show.
was so messed up. Like I never watched something like that before that. So I was like mind blown of how messy this show is.
True.
And after that, like other messy shows weren't as messy for me because I watched You after it. And You is quite messy, but when you watch Hannibal, nothing tops that. Like,
Mm,
Yeah. It was quite good actually, like the way it was shown, the
mm,
actors, like he justifies everything he has done.
yeah. Mads
But
Mikkelsen actually, he's such a good actor though.
yeah,
You know
he's,
Mads,
he's really, really
yeah.
good. But do you think like Walter White's actions are justified in Breaking Bad? Like, was he right in any way, or was he like just a egomaniac?
I think he was just an egomaniac. I think it's not like he was desperate and he didn't have any other. He did have an
mm,
option to
Hmm.
pay for his bills by taking, but he decided to do something that's illegal, knowing very well
mm,
that what he's doing has consequences in the real world in terms of people buying drugs and people's lives getting ruined. So he was a very selfish person in that sense as well. So I don't think anything that he did was justified in any way. No matter how cool he looked doing it and how much entertainment we got in the process.
true.
I mean, like, he was like he had some noble like purposes, but he actually like grew himself into such a egomaniac at last. Like it was hard to accept him. Like
Mm,
yeah, it was all good when he thought about his family. Like I'm not leaving any money for them. I'm just like doing it for my family's yeah, well-being. But he actually at a point he earned enough and he wanted to earn more when he started
Mm,
saying like I'm the danger. And one nice thing I found between Ozark and Breaking Bad, like Ozark, the guy, what's the name of him? The main character?
Jason Bateman.
mm,
Yeah. So he was like Walter White. He was also good what he does, but he got his family's support doing the illegal shit. But Walter White has no one. That
he
was
basically
like
got his family into the illegal
yeah,
mess.
like everyone was
Everybody was
supportive. Yeah,
doing
we will help
something.
you
Yeah,
hide a
his
dead
family
body.
didn't really exactly have a choice, though. I mean, they had
Yeah,
to they had to decide between killing them. But I haven't watched the second part of the last season, which
same.
came
I
out
haven't
very
watched
recently.
it yet because I'm
Yeah,
not ready to say goodbye to that
Be-
show because I don't
Uh,
have anything to replace it with. So I'm like, I cannot.
yeah. I think it's the same for me though. Like I really loved Ozark, but I feel like
Mm,
I wasn't. I don't know. I feel like season 4 wasn't that good in terms of the same level. I feel like it
yeah,
was a
I
bit
think
rushed
the
into.
same. Yeah. But I spoke to people who watched the second part and they say the second part is what actually shows like shows what happens and saves the fourth season because if there wasn't a second part, it was just
Hmm,
like downhill, especially after all the uphill they went with season 2 and 3. It's just downhill.
exactly. Yeah, true.
oh
Yeah.
damn. I wish Game of Thrones has a second part like this in their nonsense.
No, they
But the
fucked
thing
up
is,
there.
I still think like Ozark fourth season wasn't as good, but it's still not as bad as Game of Thrones. It's just not as good as their last season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
difference.
yeah. No, no, I don't think Ozark fucked up that bad. No, I don't think
Mm.
so.
I actually after Game of Thrones ended, I went to Reddit and saw read some fan fictions just to make myself believe that this fan fiction is the best ending and this is my ending. You know, this
Mm.
happens to me like when I see a good series or good book or good movie has like a really bad ending. I go to YouTube or Reddit or somewhere just to read how it should have ended and just accept that okay, this is
Mm.
the ending for me.
That's smart. I
Yeah.
should have done that for some stuff, but I just
Well, yeah,
cried in my sleep.
it was a nice talking with you, Lily. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you. Thank you
the
for having
podcast.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Sorry for the random stuff I said. Basically,
No,
No,
very
our
random.
episode today had like no theme today, and I just wanted to like talk about some of the things I am interested about, and you
Mm,
are also interested in. So it was really fun to talk about, and yeah,
thank you.
let's do
Thanks for
some
having
more
me.
again, and
well,
Let's
invite
do that
me
in the
over for
future.
Persian food someday.
yeah.
Yeah, I will make Persian food towards the end of the month and I will invite you guys.
Okay, nice.
And
Don't worry about it.
don't freak out if you get a lot of random friend requests from random Bangladeshi people on Facebook, because that might happen. So just giving you a heads up.
Yeah, thank you for the heads up. I appreciate that.
Okay, then
But
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, let's say goodbye. Thanks, Lily.
this on a note. Yeah,
thanks. Bye.
thank you very much.